So today I'm going to be showing you my Season 14 Sentinel Titan build. As you can see, it's a she/her. Rocking the Sentinel Titan. In my opinion, the best subclass for PvE. Even better than the Coat of the Missile with the exotic Curus of the Falling Star, which, if you don't know, increases your Thunder Crash to insane amounts of damage. Yeah, Sentinel, having a bubble is just way more utility. Can save you and your teammates and give you more consistent damage bonus. So, let's start with the weapons actually. 7th Seraph Officer Revolver, in my opinion, one of the best PvE weapons in terms of primaries. Really like 180s. So let's look at the perks. Small bore, kind of is what it is. Tac mag, which I think is probably the best you can get in this middle slot, unless you're going for something like hyper specific, but it gives you reload, which is really good. Stability and mag. Underdog, which actually we'll talk about after. Time payload, which in my opinion is better than Vorpal, which you can also roll on this. Time payload, not only does it give you a way to like splash enemies, which is pretty good, because sometimes you just aren't that accurate. You're droning out and like gamut and shit, and you're not hitting. You're like shooting the floor and shit. And explosions can, lead you to get damage you otherwise wouldn't. So let's talk about Underdog. In my opinion, actually, this would be a perfect role if instead of Underdog I had Ambitious Assassin, because then I could just spray all day, because this already has a huge mag. So if I could make it like even bigger, that would just be even better. But Underdog is probably the second best, because this build is like tank healer-esque. So when you're, and it's also close range at times, so having like you're gonna be low health, and having that reload boost along with protective light as well, it's really clutch. It's really good, you'll notice it. Slept on. Rocking Major Spec because playing Gamut is not really champions, otherwise I would be running Boss Spec. Stability, because that's what it came with. To be honest, I would want reload or range, but stability is good too. Ruinous Effigy. Now you might be wondering, damn bro, you wasting your exotic slot and shit. Like, Ruinous is fucking garbage. Oh, you got this shit masterwork too, bro. What are you doing? Nah, bro. Nah. This shit, cracked and goated. Like Jarvis, go crack, go goated mode. And let me tell you why. The gun, final blows with this weapon, like creates the orbs, the spheres that you all know and love, the relic. Evolution, that's just telling you how to use it. Alright, so it's not, the gun is good, it's a trace rifle, it's pretty, it does what it does. Trace rifles do what trace rifles do. It's the fucking spheres, bruh. The spheres are crazy. Like, I'm talking about like one-shotting and like two-shotting like bosses with the heavy attack. So like 2 spheres or 1 sphere. Like deletion of entire fucking mobs around you. You can heal with it, you can guard with it. Like, the light attack's pretty good, and it has synergy with Sentinel. Like, it's just really, really good. It can do a lot of different things. Like, you'll see. I'll explain more when we get into the build in more depth. The masterwork just lets you create orbs. Like, that's just good in general. And the increased damage against damaged enemies, that doesn't really like come into play that much, but it's there. So the Crown Splitter. This isn't my usual crown splitter, but if you know me, you'll know I'm a crown splitter connoisseur. But oh, I'm not just on the wave because it's fucking good right now. I've you can ask around if you run into anyone who's ever played with me in year one, they'll tell you that I ran this shit when it was doo-doo trash, even in PvP. Even in Forsaken when it was fucking yeah, year one sword. Like I still use this shit. I used to have a clip of me fucking heavy slamming a fucking Spectra blade when Spectra was the shit on Twilight Gap, but I deleted it because Loki fucked Destiny. But this was the original Crown Splitter drop that I got when I re-downloaded this game. It was pretty good. Vorpal, Thresh, not bad. Not bad. Came with Jagged too. I guess this is like max damage right here pretty much. Solid, solid. I used that for a hot minute. And then I got this one, which is the role that I wanted, except for it's missing Jagged. So, I mean, not bad, but like, come on. I can't stop until I get the perfect role, you know? Relentless, you know, just conserving your ammo when you're like waiting for your heavy to charge so you can do the slam. You just get in some light attacks, you know, get some ammo back. Boss spec, all that good shit. Get Relentless Surrounded. I have a few more. I have a better Surrounded in my vault, but the one that I was interested in right now was this Thresh Whirlwind Blade, which I just recently got. You know, I got the fucking old rusted blade look going for this one. I want to try something different. This one has Jagged Thresh Whirlwind, so like, what I was thinking when I got this was like more super, you know, like chopping up majors and shit and champions. Just more utility. Build your bubble faster. And a bit more damage as you're just chopping through fucking mobs of enemies. Because not every enemy is gonna get that Vorpal boost. So Whirlwind will ensure that you're getting more damage just in general. But yeah, those are the weapons. Now, let's talk about this energy and this build in general. So the helmet. As you can see, my shit's not masterwork because low-key Ascendant Shards do not be dropping. But anyways. Go crack, go goated. this like, alright, hold on. Fuck a build. This armor set. To be honest, I've never seen anyone rock anything like this. But I've rocked this. This was my fit in year one. This exact fit. And then in year two for a bit, but I swapped it with Heart of Inmost Light, which didn't look as good as this, but yeah, this is just solid, clean look. You like a fucking, like, bro, what the fuck? Anyways. Clean. This shit takes shaders so well. Like, bro, come on. Come on. Like, where's that one? Polish these one? This one's pretty, oh, no, not that one. Like, bruh. It's just such a clean look. Never see anyone rock anything like it either. So I'm unique. And if niggas start stealing it, then I mean, I put it out there for the world. So what can I really say? Actually, there is a little pet peeve that I used to have with this. Is that in the mark? Which, by the way, I put a good amount of thought into this in the beginning. Like when I first was like making it. So the reason I think this looks so good is because it's the like the similar shape of like the round, the rounded top, and then the point on the helmet, and then look on this, you got like the round kind of, and then the point. Looks well. Just looks nice together. You have the points here, the point, the rounded. And with this mark specifically, because I wanted this mark, and I knew I wanted this mark in this helmet, so I kind of built around them. But the problem with this mark is that with most greaves for the Titan back in the day, let me find some year one shit. Like these are the ones that it goes with. Like look at that. Like it just looks ugly. Like that piece. Those like I don't even know. The little flaps right here just look ugly. And most things, most greaves just like they go under like this. So these are exposed. Or they just like clip. Like see they go on top of it and the greaves go under. Only oh I didn't even know this one. I thought this was the same. These are the same as the Devastation Complex, but see these ones clip through for some reason. Just look stupid. These ones go over like yeah, it just looks fucking just all of them are trash in comparison to the Devastation. The Devastation were like made for this because they don't clip at all. They completely cover, well, I mean, you'd never notice that, but it pretty much doesn't clip at all. And it like covers the shit and it's just really clean looking. And it fits the like night aesthetic. Just clean. Take shaders well, it doesn't have like a weird funky pattern on it or anything. You could also use the year one PvP if you want like a PvP aesthetic that has the little emblem. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. That was the process behind making it. Oh, and the pet peeve is that what the fuck? Oh, I guess the PvP one doesn't have that little shrine. Like, okay, so in the Devastation, you see that? Like, there's a little fucking part that clips, but it does look like almost like a little pin or like something. But you can use shaders to make it not visible. But I always, back in the day, I didn't like it, how it clipped right there. But to be honest, like, it doesn't clip in a weird way. It looks like almost stylish, like a little fucking pin, kind of like these things. But yeah, you can tell that I've like fucking looked at this shit for low-key hours. Oh, bro, I love this look. I have a few other looks too. But damn, I'm going off on a tangent. Maybe if one-eyed mask, or if I start playing PvP again, maybe I'll make another video and show you my year 2 fit. Which everyone who doesn't appreciate fine fashion says looks like trash, but nah, it's pleasing for that Forsaken. It has hella Forsaken aesthetics. That's why people don't fucking get it. You let us see it and they're like, oh, it's not fucking shiny and gold. Oh, it's ugly. Like, look at what they had to make in year 1 to grab people's attention. Which, by the way, when I get more synth strand for my Titan, because as you can see, I'm broker than a Joker. I got a a clean looking fucking build with these gauntlets. Like, these gauntlets are fucking cracked as fuck. Like, y'all see. It's gonna be some Titan shit you've never seen ever. But anyways, I can't give all my secrets yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright. Back to the actual build. You know what, let's look at the stats first. So, as you can see, I don't give a fuck about no strength. Intellect, if I masterwork these, this would be 100. So, that's the inevitable goal. It's getting them ascendant shards is a bitch though. Discipline, to be honest, give a fuck about discipline, strength, and mobility. In an ideal world, I would say, I don't know the max stats to be honest, I haven't really thought about it, but you definitely want resilience, recovery, and intellect as high as possible, and then discipline next, strength next, and you'd want this to be like 10, because that's the minimum when you have this shit masterwork. But resilience and intellect, and then recovery. Because, like, to be honest, that would just make you even bigger of a tank. You're already tanking everything with this build, but just tank your tanks, bro. But alright, let's get into this shit. So we got the helmet. We'll start off, intellect, more intellect. Sword for the crown splitter. Just a little bonus super. And cellular suppression. So you might be thinking like, oh, like Warmind cell mods, you're using your primary a lot, right? Because that's like the only thing that I have that can create Warmind cells, which you would think, but actually no. You'll see later on that everything in this build, even my grenades, can make Warmind cells thanks to the seasonal mod. This mod right here, Warmind's Decree. But for a while I rocked, I didn't rock cellular because I really wanted the tank build. I rocked Warmind's Protection. But then I realized Warmind's Protection and Power of Rasputin are fucking garbage when you don't have global reach. The range is not worth it. This is just like way better because the enemies just straight up won't shoot you. And that's better than taking less damage. Taking no damage is always better than taking less damage. Right here. Intellect. Sometimes if I'm playing game and I run fastball here. I was just doing lost sectors, so I need to overload. Taking charge, the good shit. And even this has synergy with, because I like recuperation. Lots of ways to get your health back in this build. Right here, the Crest to Alpha Lupi, in my opinion, slept on. Literally gives you an additional way to heal not only yourself, but your allies. That's another thing that I haven't mentioned, is that this build isn't just a tank, it's also a healer, not just for yourself, but your team. You have multiple ways of healing yourself and people near you very easily. So, probably don't know what this does because nobody uses this shit. So you create an extra orb on your super. So you pop a bubble, you'll cast 4 orbs instead of 3. You'll get a healing pulse when your barricade is active, so you and anyone around you will get a big chunk of health. Clutch as fuck actually, and like nightfalls and shit when you're about to die. Do some risky shit with an orb or your crown splitter, and normally you wouldn't be able to heal, but you pop your barricade, you get instant cover, and you get your health back. Fireteam medic, create a Warmind cell, you can blow that shit up, you heal you and everyone around you. Clutch as fuck. The good shit. Sword scav, because crown splitter and gamut sometimes have no ammo the whole game. I don't know what the fuck is up with that, but when you get that drop, you gotta make sure you're getting the most out of it. Recuperation, low-key, slept on perk. This isn't the one that, like, starts your health regen, which people love that one for some reason. This is the one that gives you a chunk of health on orb, which with taking charge and masterwork weapons, it's so easy to create orbs that, like, this has saved me so much. Just randomly, too, because I just walk over an orb and I just get a huge chunk of health back. Goated and cracked. Warminds. Now this build would be good, right? Like, this build will still be good after like these mods are gone in season 15 or whatever. But this just like takes this build into overdrive. So Not only will your void splash damage, like your grenades and shit, be able to create war mine cells, but your crown splitter heavy attack and your ruinous effigy sphere heavy attack will also create war mine cells as well, which just is crazy. So your grenade ability, your primary, your secondary, and your heavy all have the ability to create war mine cells, which you can suppress with and heal not just yourself but your allies with, and do damage because that's what war mine cells inherently do when you blow them up. Really strong, extremely strong, and it just allows this build to just work in ways that it wouldn't normally. Alright, onto the class item, the final piece. So, I've got a lot of perks on this. Got intellect, the usual. You can probably tell that this is the only piece that I have masterwork because I thought about it. I was like, this is the only piece that like doesn't have stats. I can get like better stat rolled exotics and armor, which if I do, I'll swap it out. Something with more resilience, more intellect, less of a undesirable stat. But this is always going to be like neutral because it doesn't have stats. But anyways, got the intellect mod, utility finisher. I can't remember. I used to run this with. What did I have here? I had something else here. Because for a while, I wanted to play around with. Oh yeah, the font of might, because this is a bit of a tangent, but font of might actually like stacks with other on top of other damage perks. So like you can run this, and what I ran was I think elemental. I ran elemental ordnance, and then I ran font of might. But this is for 5 seconds when you pick up the well. It gives you how much was it? It's like I think it's like 14% bonus void damage or whatever your subclass is. Crown splitter, obviously void. Stacks with weapons and other damage boosts. So it was good, but it's just so like the 5 seconds is so short, and creating like the fucking wells is just so uncommon because no one runs this shit. It just wasn't worth it. Like it was fun, but it just wasn't worth it compared to protective, which if you didn't know, makes you a fucking tank. If you have stacks, a few seconds you're just unkillable pretty much. Like almost mandatory for high-end content because it saves you so much. And energy accelerant, alright, so this pretty much like makes Crown Splitter and Ruinous Effigy like, first of all, if this is, when this is gone, like, I'm not gonna be using Ruinous because like I'll use this build for fun, but I definitely swap this out with something else. And Crown Splitter is probably going to get swapped with the Rocket, to be honest. But, like, this is pretty much what this entire build revolves around. Because, although it says that it only works on Dragonfly, Chain Reaction, and Firefly, it actually doubles the damage of, like, most Void Explosions. So, like, the Crown Splitter heavy attack is a Void Explosion. The heavy attack on the Ruinous Sphere is a heavy. It literally doubles the damage, and this does an insane amount of damage on the heavy, and this does an insane amount of damage on the heavy too, so why wouldn't I use it? Literally doubling my fucking damage. So just, yeah, this pretty much makes the build for this season. Well, it makes the build like what I would use over other things for right now. Who knows? Maybe when I have the extra space, when these mods are gone, Maybe I'll find something that's similar, like with the elemental armament shit. Maybe I'll create an actual build with that. But who knows? We'll see. Because there might be even more broken shit next season. And this is just, I had one. Couldn't really fit anything. It was between primary ammo reload 1 or this or nothing. Because I obviously couldn't fit special. Which, I mean, I actually don't even really need special because you're using a trace and you have ammo a lot, but it's pretty good. You get your barricade back, and even this has synergy because your barricade is obviously better than a normal barricade because it heals you and shit. So, yeah. Let's see, yeah, we pretty much went through everything. So, yeah. That's the build. It's pretty good, to be honest. Like, it uses a lot of slept-on things. Like, a lot of people, especially now and this late in the season, they know that energy is pretty broken with Crown Splitter, but to take it to this level, I haven't seen another Titan utilize this amount of synergy around the Crown Splitter and its associated perk of energy accelerant, or mod, I guess. But yeah, do not sleep on the Syntho Healer. The Syntho Healer tank. Sentinel, or however the fuck you want to say it. I don't know. I fucking low-key retarded, but you know what? You know what else is retarded? This build. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't be a drone, to be honest. I mean, Destiny's okay, but just don't be one of those guys that, like, pays for fucking carries and shit. That's just tragic. Holy fuck. But anyways, peace. So I'm going to demonstrate the build in action in this bonus clip. And I also wanted to make this because I wanted to demonstrate something, a synergy with the Sentinel Titan that I did not, I forgot to mention. So actually, let's go into this last sector real quick. Get some tunes as well. And that synergy mostly has to do with the Ruinous Effigy, but you'll see. So as you can see, I now have Defensive Strike procced. I make an orb. So watch my melee closely. So when I do a light melee attack, the properties of Defensive Strike activate, and it recharges my my melee, so I have it half back from a few kills. We have the Drain ability, where I can heal myself. And then the heavy. The Drain, which also is a block. As you can see, created a warm myself. There's that underdog boost. Fortunately, I didn't have any charge with light, so no protective light. Just a sword scav. Yeah. So not only do you have synergy with the heavy attack and energy accelerant, but you also have that synergy between your class and the light attacks with the defensive strike, which is pretty fucking good. Alright, let me actually swap to PS4 load times. the Relentless Vorpal, because I want a more consistent damage number, because I'm going to showcase the damage numbers with energy and without. So a fully charged energy accelerant slam, and 100 or 278,000. Those guys are immortal, what the fuck? Let's test out the Ruinous Slam. Did that kill this? No, it didn't. The arm. It's 118,000. Good, I'm charged now. So let's take off Energy Accelerant. And we can see how much the damage disparity is. Let's make this orb. So without energy, we're hitting for 59. So 118 to 59. That's a pretty big, like, that's a huge jump actually. I love that that puts you into tech crouch. Alright, so let's check out the slam attack and the crown. 139. I know, I can't remember exactly how much it was before. I know it was over 200. Let's just test it out, you know? Why not? Yeah, 278. So yeah, it just massively increases your damage. So yes, so I'm so used to doing the legendary Lost Sector version of this that I expect the champion to like pop out. Unfortunately, you can't destroy War Mine cells with the relic. It has to be like weapon damage. Or else this would be even crazier. Because you could like blow it up as soon as you create it. I can't remember if weapons increases the damage of the relic or not. I think it does. I want to say it does. We can test that real quick. Yeah. I'm like 80% sure that it does. You know, why wouldn't it? Sorry, I'm eating Snickers. Oh, perfect. We got our orb. Was that 159? Couldn't really see because of the angle. Yeah, 159. What about crown? Oh, 378. That's insane. You can actually break, like, destroy these with crown. It's just hard, you have to angle it right. Alright, weapons is gone. Let's try out without weapons. Yeah. So, like I said, it increases the damage for the orbs as well. Even though it's not a weapon, technically.
I think everyone on the shore can agree. Life is better without enemies of the spider around. Make it so.
Yeah. So... I don't know what the fuck is up with Crown Splitter. Sometimes Crown Splitter just doesn't ever want to fucking work. There is a big flaw though with this build, and it's that if you use it exactly like this, you're locking yourself into void only. So match game can be irritating, but honestly, sometimes it's not, because Crown Splitter specifically does so much damage on the heavy that you'll just one-shot everything, even through like an arc shield or a solar shield on match. It's just irrelevant. Same with like barrier and unstoppable. Not overload, because the problem with overload is that they move too fast for you to like actually land the Crown Splitter attack on them, because it's so fucking slow. Or this heavy. Like they've teleported like 20 times by the time you're even like done with that animation. So yeah, this overload. Now you gotta have the overload mod. But barrier, like the mechanic just is irrelevant to you because you just one shot them anyway. Same with unstoppable. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Like I said, I might make more videos if, I don't know, I feel like it, I guess. But at this point, who knows? Anyways, stay cracked.